Hi, it's Nell, and I am at my work table today, which also doubles as my potting bench, and I am going to be doing not one, but two indoor cactus dish gardens. So stick around for that. But first, I want to tell you that I got these beauties at Box Nursery here in Tucson. They are a wholesale and a retail cactus grower. So if you live here, check them out. If you're passing through, check them out. But first, in case you can't make it to this area, I'm going to show you a couple clips I took in their greenhouses and also on their growing grounds. Busy picking out plants and having a good time in one of the greenhouses. Only thing is, it's really hot in here. It's only mid-March, but boy, this is what it feels like here in Tucson in June. And there are some fleshy succulents also. I'm going to stay away from those and just buy the cacti. Barrel cacti, anyone? So now I have something fun to show you. It's their plants that are used for research and propagation. These aren't for sale, but they're fun to look at. Look at all these cool cacti here. Oh my goodness. And it is spring, so a lot of them are flowering or starting to flower. And here's good advice. Look at these gorgeous pieces of petrified wood here at Box. Oh, so many cool cacti. Oops, there's fence post going way up. The size of some of these barrel cactus, wow. Cactus disc gardens are really easy to maintain, of course, but there's one very important thing to know about growing them is that you need highlight. You need plenty of sun to have them keep on looking good, and you also need to have the proper soil too, the proper mix, and you need to not overwater them. That's not really what this is about. I just wanted to go over those points before I start in making these fun little gardens. And here are some of the other plants I got. Most of them are going into an outdoor cactus bowl, but I just thought you'd like to see them. Cacti are all the rage these days, and seeing I live in the land of cacti, I thought it would be fun to do this video for you. And also, I am going to actually keep these in my house, and I will not have to water them that much. Yay! So this one is going to be pretty spiny. And this faux log planter has a relatively big hole. So I just covered the hole with a little piece of coffee filter, and I'm going to put a layer of charcoal on the bottom. And charcoal is really good for sweetening up the soil. It's good for drainage. I use it in most of my interior planting. And here it's also going to act as a substitute for pebbles on the bottom, which you really don't need, but if you are prone to overwatering, you can do that. I just do it because in case I do overwater it, which usually doesn't happen, it's not going to smell as bad. So I put maybe a 1/4-inch layer of a locally produced succulent and cactus mix in here, and now it's time to get the babies out. And what I do is I use tongs to gently, I squeeze the pots, and then I just work the tongs in here because, as we know, they are spiny as spiny can be. So I'm going to get them all out. Just like that, so you can see. And now here comes all, what does this look like? Actually, this would be a good headdress for a Halloween costume. This is something like this. And this one, there we go. I thought this one might fall apart a bit. I'm going to just get the mix off from it so I can fit these all in here. And the good thing about cacti is you can plant them tight. So they're flip-flopping a bit all over the place because cactus tend to be a little bit top-heavy. Actually, very much top-heavy. Let me get a little bit more off of here. I also have this small trowel, which I like to use too. There we go. Okay. Get you in. And that is how this is going to go. So I'm going to get a little bit of the mix in here so I can see if I can stagger them a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be too successful. Okay, these two are just too much in love, so I'm going to have to separate them. So I'm going to do it this way and see how this works. That's how it goes, I don't want to pretend that everything goes right the first time. That would not be real life. Okay, so we're going to do you back here, and then I'm going to try to get and the mix in here so that that other one stays a little bit forward. There we go. That's better. So it's sort of like, performing, I don't know what. I definitely don't want to say surgery because I don't want to insult any surgeons out there. Okay. Here we go. And then I'm going to, okay, there we go. That's better. So I just have to get this one in here, and now I can start to fill in around. Okay, so the hardest thing with making a small garden, especially like this one, is to get them positioned. But I have them pretty much where I want them to go. So there's a little bit of space. There's plenty of room for them to grow down and wide a little bit. Cactus don't need a lot of space. I'm just going to put in a little bit of worm compost just to feed them a little bit. And it's much easier with the little trowel. Or, a spoon would work fine too. So if you don't have one of these, but I will leave a link to some miniature gardening tools down below for you. And also in the blog post, because there's always a blog post with more details to go along with this. And I'm also going to put in some compost too. Because then I'm going to cover it all up with the mix. So this one is done. I'm going to move it out of the way. I will clean it up when I clean up the other one if I have to. And now onto this one, which will be a little bit easier because it is wider. And I drilled a couple extra holes in here because this only had one small one. So it's all set to go. It also has the coffee filters over the drain holes. A layer of newspaper works just fine too. And what that does is it just holds in the mix and the charcoal until everything starts to grow in. And I want to show you this interesting beauty. It's called a bishop's cap. And it is a spineless cactus. And yes, it is about to bloom because it is spring in the desert. Some blossoms coming on these. And this one I just had to get. It's a graft. They do some grafting there. And I like it because it just reminds me of a crested saguaro cactus. Now, ideally when you're making small gardens like these, you get these size of pots, which are 2-inch and 3-inch. But a lot of them I got are the 4-inch because that's how they grow them. So there aren't that many of the small ones here, but you can get them in. I just wanted to show you that too. Okay, this one was a little bit of a challenge to get in there, but we love a challenge. And I'm going to dig that down in there, and then I'm just going to have this one over here because I think that's about it. I was hoping to get this one in too, but the graft took up quite a bit of room. But that's how these things go too. It's hard to plan it out exactly. So now I just have more cacti than I need, but that's not true. Oh, and obviously I decided not to put the bishop's cap in because it would have taken up half of the dish. So it's basically just a lot of playing around, trying to get these plants to stand up in the mix. That isn't that heavy. And it's dry too. I always plant cacti and succulents dry. And let's see. So we're going to get the last one in. Hopefully, I think I need to take out a little bit more. And that's another thing too, is you might put some in and then you might have to take it out. I'm just going to go ahead, get that in. Well, obviously it is in. And then do the worm compost thing. And then they are set to be cleaned up and for show and tell. All right, so cleaned up so you can see a little bit better. And here are a couple things I do just to get it all together at the end. Is I'll go through and I'll do this just to make sure there's no holes. Because there actually was a hole here, which I couldn't see, so I found it by doing that. Of course, I could have walked around to the other side of the table, but I just sort of do that just to make sure everything is packed in around it. This one, these two were smaller root balls, so it was a bit easier. And then to get the schmutz off the side of the pot, which I've gotten most of it off, I will close my eyes and I will gently blow. And a few things will fall off, but it kind of gets that dust off. Or if you have a small, soft brush, you can do that too. Oops, a piece of root there. All right, so now for the final, I'm going to put some of this pebble on this one here because there's a lot of exposed. So I'm just going to go through and do that as the final step. So I'm going to finish this and I will join you. I'll join you again to say goodbye. So getting a little closer here so you can see the finished products. They aren't hard, they're just fussy because of the spines. and especially when you're planting in really shallow containers, it can be more of a challenge, but you know, hey. We're always up for a challenge, and I only got 2 spines on the tips of my glove, so that's not too bad. It didn't actually pierce the skin, but it does help to use those tongs for sure. So there you are, 2 cactus dish gardens for indoors, and I know that I am going to enjoy mine, and also too after this rock, you know, settles down a little bit, after the mix settles down a bit, I can add a little bit more of the decorative rock if I need to. But I was so focused on getting these done, if I've forgotten any tips or any details, which I'm sure I have, they will be in the blog post that goes along with this. The link will be down below. So I hope you have found this video to be helpful and that you will make an indoor cactus garden of your own. I have a lot more videos coming your way. Actually, I'm just about to film 2 more, so but they're coming. They're coming at you, those old videos. So stay tuned for those. And I thank you for all your likes and your subscribes. I appreciate them. Now let's get out in our outdoor gardens or our indoor gardens, take them inside, and make our worlds a more beautiful place. As always, I thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye!